Hi there. Most of us will experience back pain at some time in our lives. The causes are so many. They can include a herniated or slipped disc, overloaded muscles, faulty posture where maybe we're sitting all day, or faulty movement patterns. Your back may not cause you any problems until you turn too fast or lifting something the wrong way. Remember when I was running my gym, when I first started our women's gym, and I was doing so many classes, so my body was fit and healthy, but very tight. I went in one morning to turn on the computer, and I simply turned on the computer, did a little turn around, and I was locked in that position. I couldn't move. I've never encountered that before. So it took me on a journey of learning to stretch out and learning to stay flexible right through my hips and through my glutes. And I've never encountered that again. So it's just one of those moments in life where I was way too tight and I needed to keep more flexible. So just a reminder, today's video is for educational purposes only. So if you have a back issue, you may need a really good chiropractor or a physio or an exercise physiologist, particularly one who specializes in back pain. Remedial massage therapy has been great for me. I go about every month and get untightened. And you may be someone that needs a specialized chair with lumbar support. So that could help you a lot. But today I'm simply looking at 6 exercises for strength and 6 exercises for mobility, where we'll be targeting the core, the glutes, and providing support to the spine. So let's get into it. Our stretches are on the floor today. If you don't like the floor, try your bed. Have a little pillow under your head to keep our spine in a neutral position so our head's not lying right down to the ground. Let's start with our first one, which is simply lying on our back, and we're simply going to be taking these knees side to side. So we're going to take these knees over to one side, making sure this shoulder stays down. If this shoulder comes up, we don't get the same rotational effect. So we really want a rotation here, so we really feel that nice stretch to the lower back and also through our hips, taking it over the other side. You'll also feel a bit of a stretch in the front of that shoulder as well. Now, if you wanted to extend this, you could take this top knee up a bit higher. So that just extends that rotation a bit more. If your back allows you without pain, remembering that we don't work through pain at all. Bring those knees over to the other side, and then we're taking this top knee up a bit higher if you did want, or just leaving your knees there and trying to keep the opposite shoulder down. The next stretch that we'll be doing is our piriformis stretch. So our piriformis runs through our glutes. This is very much a glute hip one. So we're taking one foot over the other knee. Then we're going to wind our hands through that lower leg and pull this leg back as far as we can. So then you'll be feeling a nice stretch through those glutes and hips. You can play around with that stretch while you're here. You can be pushing that knee out a bit further, pulling it in a bit further, wherever you feel that you need that more. And I can certainly, this is where I'm tight all the time. I carry it through my glutes and hips. Let's take the other foot over the other knee and pull back. Great. Good, okay, so we are going to be going onto our front, onto our hands and knees, into our cat-cow position. So from here, our hands are directly underneath our shoulders, and we have a little pull from our belly button to our spine, and we're simply going to arch up that back, drop the head at the same time. Imagine a rope from your spine pulling you up and taking it the other way. Head comes up, make sure you don't hyperextend that neck too much way up here, so your neck can look up. But we're mainly doing a little arch in that back and then arching up again, dropping the head, really trying to round out that back in this position and then taking it up again. Great. So our fourth one that we're going to be doing is a child pose. So just sitting right back onto your feet, dropping your head between your shoulders, and walking those hands out as far as they'll go. This is a beautiful back stretch, is one that I really love. And if you want to alter that a bit further, I'll show you from the front. So I'm here. I'm just going to walk my hands around to one side. So then it gives me a nice side stretch down through my side of my back and into my bigger muscles into my lats in the top as well. Great, we'll walk those hands to the other side. Great. So my next position here is I'm lying on my side, making sure you've got something, whether it's a foam roller under your head, just to keep your head up off the floor. I don't want your head kind of right down here, so I want some support there under your head. And we are going to be lying with our knees right up, kind of, yeah, about where mine are. And we're having one arm out to the side, the other arm is on top. Our first part of this is where we're just going to slide this arm across. And as we slide that arm across, it stays connected to us, but we look right over our shoulder. So these knees stay on the floor as well. You don't want a knee up in the air. These knees stay right on the floor, and you'll only go back to where you can. We'll come forward again. And you can go back. Each time you come back, see if you can go a little bit further. Great, and we'll do one more here. Now you obviously will go to the other side, but from here, going to make it into a bit more of an advanced one. We're going to take this arm again on top and bring this right up in the air. Follow that hand, our eyes follow the hand, and we can be breathing out as we bring it across, leaving those knees where they are. And you'll feel that stretch on the inside of that shoulder that you're moving as well. And bring it back over. Good. Let's do one more of these. Beautiful. And see if you can get lower to the floor each time. So you may find that the more that you do it, the further you'll be able to get down. Now this is one of my favorite ones that I love. It does a variety of different stretching, but it's called, well, I think a pretzel, but it was at a course that I did, and it's simply where we lie on our front and we bring one knee up to the side. Now all I'm trying to do here, and you may want to have a pillow for your head, but I'm going to do it without a pillow today. So I'm simply going to be here with the right leg out to the side. I'm going to be taking my left arm through. While this knee stays down the floor, I'm going to take myself back where I'm comfortable, but as far as I can. Now some people will only get that stretch back to here. I know that they've got a long way to go, but see if you can get that arm right back while this knee stays down. It's a lovely upper back stretch, and it feels really lovely. Now, if any of these exercises cause you pain, stop. It may not be suitable for you. Not all exercises are suitable for all people. So you just need to be working with what your body can do. Now, if you did want to extend this stretch, you can actually grab that knee, grab this foot behind, and be taking a full kind of, then gives me a quadricep stretch with this one, and a bit of a, just extends that stretch on that side. Great, we're going to go to the other side with that. So then I'll take my other knee up. I'll bring my opposite hand through. And while this knee stays down, I'm going to be turning over to the back. So your aim is to not let this knee up off the floor, because if you do, you will turn right over to your back, but you're not getting the stretch to the same degree. Now, if you did want to extend that, you could grab that knee and grab that foot. It's a lovely stretch, one of my favorites. Great. Let's get into some strengthening moves. So the first move I'm going to do is going to be the hardest move, and I'm doing it first because it's going to take a lot of thinking, but if you can get this right, it's a really great one to work your core, your back, your glutes, and work stability all at the same time. So it's a horse stance. Now, Think about, I'm going to take this now. I'm obviously not going to be doing much with this, but showing you what I would like you to think about doing while you're here. So when we're on our hands and knees, I'll see if I can leave that lying there. This should be right on my head, my shoulders and my hips. And as I extend out, it should, whoops, a bit hard for me to kind of, but when I extend out, I should be able to stay in line with this rod that I've got down my back. So just having a think about trying to stay in line with that. I know that we're not going to be doing that at home, but potentially if somebody could hold that for you for a moment so you can see how you're going, but it just gives you a bit of a guide. So from here, we're going to have our wrists below our shoulders and our knees straight under our hip joints. We're going to draw the belly button in, and then we're going to raise one arm to 45 degrees, so that comes out a little way, and keep in the same plane as we can as the back. So we're not having it down here, not way up here, but in the same plane. And then we're going to take out that other leg. Great. And trying to hold that there with our core on. Hold for about 10 seconds if you can. Then we're going to extend over to the other arm, other leg. Try and hold, core is on. And then back to that first arm and leg. So my belly button is in, and I'm trying to hold out. I'm looking slightly down the floor, so I don't want your head extended up here, and then back again. This is a really good one for doing lots of different things. So it works our stability, it works our core, it works our back, it works our glutes. If you find that too hard, then start off with your first lot at just doing an arm out. Trying to hold it out, still keeping that core on, activate that core, and then bring that back in and take the other arm out. Then what you can do then, if you get the hang of that quite well, see if you can take one leg out. Keeping that core activated, bringing that knee in, and then taking the other one out. And the aim is we're not trying to rotate, we're trying to hold nice and strong through that whole core. And then when you get good, extend out. Great. And your aim is 10 seconds each side and aim for about 20 reps or so. We'll head into the second one now. So it's a McKenzie Press-Up. So from here, we are simply going to be so face down, and we have hands are just outside our shoulders. We're going to inhale, and then we're going to press up through those arms. Now, if you can, you're going to keep everything relaxed through your glutes. So you want to keep those glutes relaxed and pelvis stays on the ground. We're not trying to bring that pelvis up from the floor. So we're just trying to, from here, pressing up. Now, if you can, and you keep those glutes nice and soft, you can come right up. But keep those hips down on the ground. Don't let yourself raise up. And if you get pain with this, don't be doing it. It's not the right exercise for you. But coming back down again. So as we inhale, press the body up and exhale as we come up. Inhale and then exhale as we come down. Inhale, exhale as we come up, pressing through those arms, just bending that back. Keep the glutes relaxed, don't squeeze them, and coming back down. So we can do that about 10 times and work up to about 3 sets of that. You obviously, if you've got a sore back, you won't be doing that for a start. You may do 1 or 2 and that's enough. But as long as you're not getting severe pain with that, you may continue to incorporate that into your little workout routine over the next few weeks. Let's get on with the next one. So the next one that we're doing is simply a bridge. So we're going to be having our feet nice and close to our butt, our arms by our side, and we're simply, all we're doing here is going to have a little core on. We're going to take a little pelvic tilt. So we're going to press our belly button down into our spine, into the floor, and from there we're going to lift our tailbone up and then take ourselves up off the floor with these hips, vertebra by vertebra. The main thing I want you to be thinking about doing while you're up here is squeezing these glutes hard. Imagine you've got a whole lot of wind that wants to come out and you're squeezing those glutes hard and then coming down vertebra by vertebra all the way down to your back down to the floor. Then we're going to do a little pelvic tilt again. So tilting that pelvis, pressing our belly button to the spine for a moment while we start to lift that tailbone and bringing it all the way up. Really squeezing those glutes while we're up here. This is the main thing we want to activate. If we don't activate these glutes, we'll feel probably pain in our back. So we want to get those glutes strong while we're here. And then coming down one vertebra by the other until we're all the way back down to the floor in a neutral position. So the next one that we'll be doing, that is workout number 3. So the next one we'll be doing is rolling onto our front, and we are simply going to be taking our arms out here and looking to the floor. Don't want you to hyperextend that neck. Looking to the floor, you can have the tongue on the roof of that mouth, and we're simply going to be alternating one arm, opposite leg, a little bit like our horse stance when we're up on our knees, but we're on the floor here. And just taking one leg up, one knee. Again, if you find that too hard, just lift an arm, and lift a leg, and lift a leg. And then when you can, start to incorporate all of it, an arm and a leg. Great. Good. From here, we're going into a plank. So we're simply going to be from our knees or our toes, we're going to be pulling that belly button into the spine. We're going to be coming up off the floor and holding. But if you did want to take those toes under, you could come up into a plank. Now, I'm not expecting you to stay up here for long if you've got a sore back. I want you to feel this more in your abdominals. And if you start to really feel that in your back, you may only stay up here for 2 or 3 seconds and come back down again. But if you're somebody that's brand new to planking, then I would certainly be just coming up onto my knees, holding, pulling that core in. And when you start to feel that in your back, come down. It's when you can hold that for 30 seconds or so, start to see if you can curl those toes under and coming up onto your toes. And our last exercise today is our simple but effective side plank. We're going to have this elbow straight under our shoulder. Our knees will come up here. We can do this with our toes as well, but today we're going to be starting on our knees, and then we can extend that if we want to, and simply going to lift up those hips. So as we lift up, we're working these obliques, and in fact, one of my favorites at the moment is to extend that leg out, because it means we're also working this glute. So we're working these side abdominals, and we're working the glute, working the side glute, the gluteus medius, and yeah, working some stability at the same time. So you can come down when you need to and coming up. Now, to make that harder, you can come up from your feet here. This is going to be a harder one if you choose to lift up that leg, but you may choose to not lift up the leg and just stay up here in a side plank. This is working a lot of your obliques, so right through the side there. So it's up to you whether you do that from your knees or toes, but that will certainly work along the sides. So they are our strengthening ones. I hope you have enjoyed that, and I hope you learn a lot from it. I am just going to run you through a quick mobility workout now, putting all the ones together that we've just done, and then a quick strengthening one, so you can be doing that. So let's get into it. We'll start with the flexibility first, the stretching ones, and then we'll go into the other ones. So we'll put this on a timer. Okay, so we're going to be going 20 seconds with our stretch side to side. We'll do 10 seconds on each side, but you at home can stay a bit longer, so we will just take this a half and a half. I'm going to take it to the other side, making sure that you keep that opposite shoulder down. It's always a nice stretch. I do it with my clients often. Okay, back onto our back. We're going to take one foot over the other knee. We're going to put our hands through this bottom leg and pull back. You may want a pillow under your head just to support you a bit more, but we're just going to hold that back. We'll hold it for the full 20 seconds. This is a really good stretch. And in fact, if you've got really tight hips like me, you'll really appreciate that full time. You can hold stretches for up to 2 minutes if you need to. So 20 seconds to 2 minutes. And sometimes a more dynamic stretch when you're not holding there for long, but wherever you're tight, see if you can increase into that stretch and just holding it there, right? I started a bit earlier, so we'll stay there a little bit longer on this one. Good. I don't know about you, but I can certainly feel that stretch in this top leg butt. Right, going over onto our front, going back into that cat-cow again. So think about not arching up your head, but just trying to keep your hands underneath your shoulders and bringing that back right up. And then we are taking it the other way while we're here. Head does come up, but not hyperextending it way up and then arching back up again. Really rounding out that back and then arching it the other way. Good. Going to sit back for the next one, back into that child pose. We're just going to sit back into those feet and head in between the shoulders. And then while we're here, we can walk those hands around to one side. You're doing a side stretch. And then walk those hands around to the other side. Beautiful. Then we will do our side line. Grab that pillow if you want. And from here, going to take my knees up and taking it back. You can do the one where we slide across the chest if you did want to, but otherwise bringing this hand right back. Keeping these knees where they are, don't let them actually come up off the floor because we're not going to achieve the same stretch there. Great, I'm turning myself around the other way. You can just roll to the other side. Beautiful, bringing up my knees and then arm over the top. Bringing that arm back and following my hand the whole time, bring it right back behind. Holding there for a few seconds. And you can bring it back. If you want to be doing some breathing with that, you can breathe out as you come over. Breathe in and then breathe out again as you bring it back. Good. And our last one, the pretzel. Coming down on our front, one knee out. You're going to stretch through and roll back just as far as you can. Now, my clients didn't like this at first. They found it was a really weird one to do, but actually they love it now. So they'll often ask for it. And if you want to add that more, that spare hand grabs that one, spare hand grabs that one. Lovely. Let's go back to the other side. Other leg comes out and then taking the opposite arm through and then just rolling back as far as we can, just keeping that knee down, and it's a beautiful, beautiful back stretch. You grab if you did want to, but otherwise we'll just stay here. Well done. Let's end off with our strengthening. We're going to start with our horse stance today. Remembering, think about that stick down your back and bringing out the opposite arm and leg out. Bring it back in. Core is switched on and bringing the opposite arm and leg. If that's too hard, you're just going to take an arm, and a leg, and a leg. Now when you can, starting to integrate the arm and leg, and then arm and leg. Great. Second one that we'll be doing is from the floor, arms kind of straight underneath our shoulders, and from here, we're just going to press up. So keeping those hips on the ground, keep those glutes soft. We don't need to squeeze them here. Many times we need to squeeze them, but not here. And if you can come up higher, come up higher. Great, try and hold for a few seconds and then coming back down again. Great. Good. Then the next one that we'll be doing is our, on the front here, our opposite hand, opposite leg. Now we're not going to be looking way up here. We're looking slightly at the floor, lifting an opposite hand, opposite leg. And you'll certainly feel that back working and those glutes working. Great. The next one is our bridge. So let's roll onto the back. We're going to have our feet close to our bottom. Think about pressing down into the ground, and then we're going to raise that tailbone up first and lifting vertebra by vertebra. The main thing you want to do while you're up here is squeeze those glutes. Make sure they're squeezed like you've got a big amount of wind that wants to come out of them. And then we roll down one vertebra by the other until we're all the way down again. And we are going to be doing a side plank. So here, knees. I think knees is a kind one for everyone to start with. So let's do just knees today. We'll come up here. Now, if you felt that you could extend that top leg out. This just adds some glute work on both sides. But if you were staying here and just up in the air, you'll still feel these side abdominals and this glute working under here. And come down when you need to. It could be that you come up and come down. Could be that you can stay up there. So whichever way works best for you. Going over to the other side. And up we go. I do like to extend that leg if I can. You may not stay here for long there. You may come back down. You may come up and come down, but staying up there if you can. This just works both of those outer glutes, and really important to support our pelvis and ultimately our back as well. Great, and our last one here will be in a plank, knees or toes, and just going to hold. Now, most of you with a sore back will not be up on your toes, so be coming maybe from your knees, and you may only stay up here a few seconds, come down, have a break, come back up again. So you're only going to stay here to the degree that you're not feeling that in your back. You need a little pull in from your core and then holding. Great, and we're finished. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that that's going to help your back to a degree, and remembering you always work within the capacity of what you can. If you're in pain, you experience pain with any of these exercises, stop immediately. Maybe go into something different, maybe have a stretch out in between doing the strengthening. But if you just take little snippets at a time and your back is okay with it and you don't experience immense pain, like acute pain, then that could be a good one for you. Maybe you're weak right now, but you can build up to that and really be helping to strengthen that back. Whatever you can, I think having a strong back is a mighty thing to take you through life. So see how you go with it. Let me know how you've gone. Have fun.